Good evening, everyone. So I wanted to explain something because people keep missing it here. I'm a writer. I've been writing books for the past, I'm just guessing, I don't want to do the math right now, I'm tired, like 15 years. Okay, 15, 16 years. And being a writer, I'm acutely aware of some things that the average person may not be as they probably know, but they're not as acutely aware of it because they've not gone through the experience that I've had of writing and trying to articulate my ideas and my thoughts, and then being criticized because I failed to do a perfect job and so forth. And so I'm very aware of some things that other people just aren't as acutely aware, even though they may know it. And one of those things is that the English language is imperfect. Okay, you have a limited number of English words. Most of us don't know half of them. Okay, not only are you limited by the number of words, but you're limited by the definitions of those words. Okay, in other words, not every definition is perfect, and it's not always including everything that perhaps it should or could or whatever it is. It's just the definition. It is what it is, and that's it. Okay, and then there's the limitation of, can I, as an author or as a speaker or somebody that's communicating with somebody just in a common conversation, will I always be able to select the perfect words to relay my ideas? The answer is no. Okay, you have an imperfect language, you have imperfect people, and you will have imperfect communication. And what I've seen so many people do is they get caught up on the precise words that an individual chooses to use to relay their ideas. This is problematic because the language is not perfect. So writers have to make certain assumptions. The person that is speaking has to make assumptions. When you're having a common conversation with somebody, you have to have assumptions, whether it's text messages or in person. And if you're a writer, you have to make assumptions. You simply have to do it. And let me explain to you what those are. Okay, I have to assume that you know the problems with the English language. I have to do this as a writer, as an experienced writer, a well-seasoned writer, if you will. I know that I have to write with the assumption that you know that language is not perfect, and that I'm trying to communicate to you ideas. And I'm doing the best that I can to select the right words and the right grammatical structure of my sentences to successfully communicate the ideas that I'm trying to relay. I have to make these assumptions, because if I cannot make these assumptions that you know the imperfections of language, and that I'm doing the best that I can, and that it's your job as a reader to not get stuck on the words that I'm using, but try to understand the overall concept that I'm relaying. If I cannot make that assumption, then I cannot write. Okay? Every time I go to write a book, I always start out with disclaimers. Okay? Because why? I know that somebody is going to come back and critique me for it. I know I'm going to get slapped back for it, pushback, because it's happened. Okay? And I understand why people give it. They're critiquing it. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, but you have to understand the English language is imperfect. You're dealing with imperfect people and definitions which are limited to whatever they are. And it's not possible for me to always get it perfect. It's not possible for anybody to always get it perfect. So it's limited. So what you as a reader have to do is you have to not get caught up on those precise words that I'm using. Try to understand the idea. Know that I'm doing the best that I can as a writer to use the best words, to not confuse you, because I want you to understand my idea, but it is your job, it is your responsibility to try to understand the concept. And as a student of the Bible and as a Christian, you know, people are interpreting the Bible, right? And I see this all the time. They get caught up in the words. I'm like, yes, the words, got it, great, the definition, whatever. Do you understand the overall concept that Paul is trying to relay in this chapter, or in these two chapters, or in his epistle? Do you understand the overall view of what's being taught? Because we can argue the definitions all day long, but there is a concept that the author is trying to relay. And if you miss that concept by getting caught up in the words, you'll come up with all kinds of kooky bananas ideas. Okay, that's just what happens. And that which actually brings me to something else I want to mention. So what happens is that if I'm trying to explain a concept to you, I'm going to use words and ideas, and I might pull from something else to help you. So I'm explaining this idea to you. When you're reading those paragraphs in which I'm explaining those ideas to you, you cannot take those paragraphs and read them in light of a different topic altogether, as though I'm trying to shed light on those different topics. Do you know why? Because I'm not actually talking about those topics. And if you read my statements in context of a different topic, you will very likely come to wrong conclusions about what I believe about this other topic. Why? Because that's not the topic I was talking about. You have to pay attention to what I'm actually talking about and what I'm actually saying. And you'll be like, yeah, but you said this in this sentence, and you said this in this sentence. That's, again, you're focusing on the words. What is the concept? What is the overall view that I am trying to express here? Okay? I've messed this up when I write. The writers of the Bible mess this up when they write. Look, if you look in Hebrews chapter 11, what do you see? Paul's listing all these people, and then he says what? These all died in faith. No, they didn't. Enoch never died, okay? Or at least that's the record that we have, or at least that's what's commonly believed. Enoch didn't die. Paul knows that. He's trying to present to you a bigger concept, but you're going to be like, oh, well, there's a contradiction because Paul... No. What is Paul saying? What is his point? What is his concept? What is the overall picture? You're getting caught up in the words, you're getting caught up in the details, and that is not the author's point. He's doing the best he can to relay a bigger picture to you, and if you're narrow-minded and you don't understand things about language and, common sense, you're going to get into these little stupid circles, and you're going to come to stupid conclusions. And it's not necessary, guys. So understand that as writers, as speakers, as just human beings talking with other people, we have to assume that you understand that there's imperfections with language, and that we're making the assumption that you're smart enough to know that, and that you're going to try to focus on what we're trying to communicate to you and not pick on us for every little detail and word that we pick wrong, and because that's ridiculous. Don't be that way. I know you may look smart in a debate, but really you're just idiots because you don't know how to actually read a book. You don't know actually how to understand somebody's idea. You're just nitpicking at everything. And that's ridiculous. It makes you look stupid. So don't do that. Understand the bigger concepts. If I'm writing an idea, or anybody, because this is really just a communications thing. If somebody's writing something, what are they trying to say? And then, once you figure out what they're trying to say about whatever topic it is that they're talking about, don't go reading and trying to figure out what they believe about other topics by reading this exposition that they're giving you, where they're trying to explain to you their ideas on this topic. Because you will come to cuckoo bananas ideas. And stuff that the guy's never trying to communicate. It happens all the time. It's so frustrating. And so I wanted to explain this to you guys so you can get it right and not keep screwing this up. So there you go. There you have it. We'll talk again later. God bless y'all. Love you. Bye.